So today we're doing the North American animal tier list. So we're doing animals from North America. So we're starting from the bottom and we work our way up. So in D tier we had the white-tailed deer. White-tailed deer are pretty much defenseless and their antlers break in combat. They run pretty fast and they use the shade and camouflage to protect themselves. Sometimes they will go on the offensive by kicking, but other than that, they're pretty much just defenseless. Then we have the bullfrog. We have the bullfrog. The bullfrog is an excellent jumper. It can pretty much eat anything. But in this server, it gets bodied by pretty much anything. And then next we have the California king snake. Well, I didn't want to put the California king snake in D tier. I think it deserves it because for once it's a non-venomous snake and it kills by constriction. And even though they're immune to the rattlesnake's poison, and yes, California king snakes hunt rattlesnakes. And even though the California king snake is immune to the rattlesnake's poison, it still has predators and can't really defend itself. The last animal in D tier is the shrike. The shrike, if you don't know, is a slow songbird, Nothing wrong about that. Unless it's the fact that the shrike will kill its prey by biting their head and slamming their bodies onto a rock or a tree, and then impale them on a thorn and then just bite them off. Yeah, that's how the shrike does it. The shrike impales its prey, but it's just a little songbird, and it has some predators like eagles, hawks, owls. Yeah, fuck it. Okay, now in C tier. C tier, we have the wild turkey. Wild turkeys, they're big, they're buff, and they have tail feathers for intimidation purposes and mating displays, and they can kick and peck at you and gobble at you. But other than that, they're pretty much just a sitting turkey. God, that was a bad joke. C tier, we have the elk. The elk is C tier because just get the white-tailed deer and just raise the stats by one, and you have the freaking elk. The elk can defend itself a lot more better, but it's still prey. Then we have the red fox. Yes, we're still in C tier. The red fox is a nimble predator, smart, elegant, sly. Yeah, but that won't hold out for long since they still have predators. And then we have the Roadrunner. The Roadrunner is from the lives around the Sonoran Desert and can run pretty fast. They can run to around 20 miles per hour and they hunt rattlesnakes and king snakes. But they still have predators like coyotes and hawks. Okay, speaking of the devil, the coyote is still in C tier. The coyote is basically a fox but a little stronger. That's pretty much it. No, or you could say it's a watered down wolf. The next thing we have on our list is the woodpecker. Woodpeckers, they're just birds. Yeah, just a regular bird. They can defend themselves by pecking at their opponents, but that's only if a weasel tries to get them. Freaking stuff like hawks and stuff, they're doomed. Okay, the next thing in C tier is the Virginia opossum. The Virginia opossum doesn't have that much brain power, but it has the power of playing dead, releasing a foully smell, like a foul liquid, and the ability to bite. It can climb, so it belongs in C tier. C tier, the last animal on C tier is the prairie dog. Prairie dogs can dig and they go underground, but they're pretty much useless and defenseless. Okay, now we're going on to B tier. B tier, we have the turkey vulture. The turkey vulture gets its name from its bald ass head and its black feathers. They're carrion eaters and will steal the prey from any other animal. Yeah. Next in B tier is the black bear. Black bears are just a watered down version of a grizzly bear, and but they are still effective hunters nonetheless, and they're omnivores too. But they will get their kills stolen by someone, by wolf, cougar, bear, and another larger bear. Okay, next up, moose. Moose are big animals. They're freaking big, man, and their large antlers will keep animals at bay. But they are prey to wolves and cougars and freaking bear. Next, hey, speak of the devil, wolves are in B tier because they're just like the dole, but like a little stronger, like a lot stronger. Stronger bite force, more buff muscles, yeah, and they do work in packs, but they are pretty weak. And if you just act intimidating, then the wolves will go away. Another B tier animal is the wild boar. Wild boars are surprisingly smart, and they would just like rummage through some stuff, eat some stuff. Yeah, and they would just, and yes, they are fearsome enough, and they have the courage to take down a wolf, a single wolf, not a pack. The next up in B tier is a little surprising. Is the stoat or the ermine. Yeah, this is what I meant when I said the woodpecker could peck like weasels. Ermines do hunt woodpeckers sometimes, but it's pretty rare. And yes, they're little weasels, so they can become prey. Okay, next in B tier is the bobcat. The bobcat is is like is a stealthy cat, stealthy wildcat. So yeah, pretty much it. Okay, rattlesnake. Rattlesnake can camouflage, venomous bite, and plus has a rattling tail. But it comes prey to the king snake, so there's that. The last thing on B tier is the Gila monster. Gila monsters are these like 1.5 feet long lizards with a venomous bite, and they have rough skin and they store fat in their tails. And they do have some predators like coyotes, but other than that, they belong happily in B tier. Now we're getting to the A tier. A tier. The first animal in A tier is the goshawk. Goshawks, they are pretty much the equivalent of parkour birds. They can weave in and out the trees like they're freaking ninjas. They just like they can go through trees easily. And yes, they're freaking athletic as fuck. Next in A tier is the peregrine falcon. Peregrine falcons are fast as frick when they're diving, and they fly pretty fast when they're just flying normally. But yes, they can get their kills stolen by other raptors like eagles, hawks. Yeah. Next up in A tier is the cougar. Cougars, they're good at climbing. They make an intimidating noise, and they're really athletic. But they do have their kills stolen sometimes. Next up on our list is the gray horned owl. Now, gray horned owls, they're silent, they fly silently, and they have the ability to take down large prey. Some large prey, okay? Next in A tier is the bison. Bisons are tough freaking animals. Yeah, they're tough, hard-headed motherfuckers. And no one fucks with a bison. Well, except for some other stuff on the list. But other than that, yeah. Next in A tier is the American badger. American badger is the equivalent of the honey badger, the North American equivalent. They're fierce, they're snarly, and yes, they can dig underground. The last animal in A tier is the red-tailed hawk. Pretty much just a watered-down bald eagle, basically. But they're still strong nonetheless. Now we're getting to S tier where the freaking levels of freaking power gets too OP. The first animal in S tier is the grizzly bear. Grizzly bears, even though they're the weakest in the brown bear family, subspecies family, it's still an impressive animal nonetheless. And it's really freaking big. Big boy. And remember the boss and split lip? Yeah. They're really big animals and it can take down a moose or a bison. But the bison and moose could defeat a bear. I don't know. Okay, next in S tier is the Wolverine. Wolverines have a reputation for being fearless assholes. There's been a report saying that a Wolverine could took down a fucking polar bear at a zoo. You know how big polar bears are? Holy shit. And when polar bears stand on their hind legs, they reach around like 10 feet tall. That's about 2 meters tall. I'm 5 foot, okay? Okay, now the last thing on the list. Bald eagles. Yeah, it might be an upset, but hey, reasoning. Bald eagles can defend themselves and they're fucking huge, okay? Ever seen a bald eagle before? Yes, I have. Couple times. But bald eagles, they're freaking huge. They can steal kills, and plus they're excellent fishermen. And yeah, and when other predators try to steal their kills, they always have something to fight back with. Talons outstretched, and yeah, they can steal kills from owls, falcons, hawks, yeah, you name it. So yeah, here's the North American animal tier list. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, hope you learned something. Bye.